Oh, I gotta take a time out for my music real quick. I'm gonna go ahead and run over this truck real quick. Go ahead and practice my fucking, what is this, Class A Form A and Form B. This dude just graduated. He's fucking flying through with the fucking truck too. He works for ABS. Fucking my buddy Nate down there got his goddamn truck too. They're both fucking doing it, so it's good money. I'm gonna go ahead and ride them. Just fucking go over my forms real quick. I gotta get this shit underway. I'm lagging. Okay, so it's the rear of my truck, tractor. These are my airbags. My airbags are security mounted. Not missing any hardware, not bent, not broken, not cracked, not leaking. There's no abrasions, bubbles, or cuts. Everything is working and functional. These are my mud flaps. My mud flaps are security mounted, not bent, not broken, not missing anything. They are the proper height off the ground, which in this case, I think this one's about 4 inches, this one's about 2 inches. That one might be a little low, but it's not my truck, so I'm just working with what I got. Okay, so, and they're not ripped or torn, and they're not loose or anything. It's fully functional. Okay, these are my air shocks, or these are my shocks, my suspension right here. Security mounted to the frame. Not bent, not broken, not cracked. They're not leaking. They're not missing any hardware. They're straight, fully functional. Okay, these are my rear tires. My rear tires are spaced and even, security mounted to the axle. The axle is straight, not bent, not broken, not cracked. There's no illegal welds. In between my tires, they're butted up against the rims evenly. There's no roadkill, no rocks, nothing in between that can cause an obstruction. My tires are at 90 to 100 PSI. That's operating level. There's no abrasions, bubbles, or cuts, and they're not leaking. They're worn evenly, and my tread depth is 2/32 of an inch deep. My tire is butted up against the rim evenly. My rim is security mounted, not broken, not bent, not damaged, no illegal welds. It's not missing anything. My lug nuts are in place. They're all there. There is no rust or shiny metal indicating they might be loose. My lug nut, my axle caps are on. My fluid level is at the proper level inside. My valve stem's working properly. It's not leaking. It's not bent, not broken. Okay, my frame. This is my frame right here. It's straight. It's not bent, not broken, not cracked. It's no illegal welds. Fully functional. Here's my torque arm. My torque arm is straight. It's not bent, not broken, not cracked. There's no illegal welds. It's not missing any hardware. If my torque arm was bent, it would indicate that my frame is possibly not straight and was in an accident, but it's not the case, however, in this. My axle is security mounted. It's not bent, not broken, not cracked. Properly lubricated. It's not leaking. Fully functional and rotates properly. What else? Okay, we got my where's my slack adjuster at? Okay, we'll go right here. My brake drum, my brake lining is security mounted. It's not bent, not broken, not cracked. There's no illegal welds. My brake lining itself is there's no discoloration, which would indicate that I might be riding my brakes heavily. That is not the case in this. There's no liquids, there's no oil or nothing that would indicate that might cause my brakes to slip. My brake pad itself is security mounted. It's not missing any hardware. It's not bent, not broken, not cracked. And the material on my brake pad is no less than 1/4 inch thick. And once again, there's no oil or nothing that would indicate my brakes might slip. My brake chambers are right here. My brake chamber is right here. It is security mounted. It's right there, security mounted. It's not bent, not broken, not cracked. It's not missing any hardware. There's no leaks. My ABS line is security mounted. The hosing is proper. There's no burns, no legal tape, no tears, and the wires are not exposed. My slack adjuster's in there, but I'm not trying to get all up in his truck like that. But my slack adjuster's right there. On the other side, it's security mounted, not bent, not broken, not cracked. There's no illegal welds. My slack adjusters are at 1 inch give if my brakes are applied, and if they're not applied, it's 2 inches give or play. This is my spacer. My spacer is sitting on top of my slide mount. That's not the proper name, but it's slide something. It's locked in place, sitting on top of the frame. It's sitting on top of the frame. It's everything is secured and mounted, not bent, not broken, not cracked. There's no illegal welds, and it's not missing any hardware. My fifth wheel is secured and mounted on top of the slide rail, which is on top of the frame. Secured and mounted, not bent, not broken, not cracked. No illegal welds. It's not missing any hardware, and it's greased properly, and it's in the locked position. Everything is functional. Okay, right here's my catwalk. My catwalk is secured and mounted. It's not bent, not broken, not cracked. There's no obstructions on top of my catwalk. There's no oils or no obstructions, you know, like loose wrenches or bolts or anything that may cause me to slip and fall if I have to get on my catwalk. Everything is fully functional. Okay, all wiring is secured and mounted. They're all housed properly. There's no legal tape, and there's no burns or exposed wires. What else? Okay, we got my fuel tank. My fuel tank is secured and mounted. It's not bent, not broken, not cracked. The cap is in place. There's also a safety chain on the cap, so my cap won't fall off. The fuel is at the proper operating level, and they should be held down by 3 straps at least. All bolts are present. Everything's tight, fully functional. Okay, my glad hands. We'll start off with the electrical line, which is the green one. The green one is secured and mounted, not bent, not broken. There's no legal tape. There's no tears in the wire, which would be exposing, or no tears in the hose, which would expose wires. There's no burns, and there's no legal tape. I said it already, but there's no legal tape. They're tied down right now as I don't have a trailer on, and they're fastened properly. My blue line is my service line. It is secured and mounted. It's not bent, not broken, not cracked. There's no abrasions, bubbles, or cuts in my line, and it's not leaking. It's also secured properly while there's no trailer. My red line is my emergency line. Same goes for that one. It's secured and mounted. There's no abrasions, bubbles, or cuts. It's not leaking, and it's held down properly with the harness. All 3 of my hoses have proper play. In case when I'm turning a corner, they're not going to tear out, and they're not going to drag when I'm going straight. The grommets are all in place in my service lines and my emergency lines as well, and the safety latch is latched and closed properly. Okay, my side of my truck, my side stairs right here, secured and mounted, not bent, not broken, not cracked. There's no oil or no obstructions on my stairway, indicating that I can get in and out of my truck properly. There's no missing hardware. It's fully functional. My door is right here. It is secured and mounted. It's not bent, not broken, not cracked. There's no illegal welds. My door opens and closes properly. The weather stripping is not dry rotted and seals properly. My handle works properly, opens and closes, latches properly, locks and unlocks properly. Fully functional. My side mirror mounts are secured and mounted. They're not bent, not broken, not cracked. They're not missing any hardware. Fully functional. My mirror itself is set to my operating standards. Secured and mounted. Not bent, not broken, not cracked. Not missing any hardware. There's no illegal stickers, and they're fully visible and clean. Okay. My front tire is secured and mounted. Not bent, not broken, not cracked. No illegal welds. It's not missing any hardware. And my front tire, the lug nuts are all in place. No shiny metal, no rust, indicating the caps might be loose. That's not the case, however. My valve stem has a cap on it. It's secured and mounted, not missing any hardware, not bent, not broken, not cracked, and it's not leaking. My hub seal is secured and mounted, not bent, not broken, not cracked, not leaking, and it's at the proper fluid level, and the cap is on tight. My tire itself is butted up against the rim evenly. It's secured and mounted. There's no abrasions, bubbles, or cuts. It's not leaking. My tread depth is worn evenly and is at 4/32 of an inch deep. Everything's connected to the axle, secured and mounted, fully operational and functional. Okay, my front headlights, secured and mounted, not bent, not broken, not cracked. There's no stickers. They're clear and amber in color. Clear and amber in color, and red in color in this case. Fully functional and operating properly. Everything operates properly. My mirror mounts on my hood are secured and mounted, not bent, not broken, not cracked. Fully functional, no missing hardware. My mirrors are set to my driving standards. There's no illegal stickers, and they're fully visible and clean. My grill is in place, secured and mounted, not bent, not broken, not cracked, not missing any hardware. There's no obstructions in my grill. It's rather clean and it's fully functional. My windows, secured and mounted, not bent, not broken, not cracked, no illegal stickers. There's no missing hardware. My weather stripping around it seals properly. There's no cracks in my window, and they're fully functional and visible. My wiper heads are secured and mounted, not bent, not broken, not cracked. Obviously, there's no illegal welds on there. The wiper blade itself is flush against my window and works properly. When it's turned on, it goes up and down and cleans my window smoothly. Fully functional. My overhead cab lights are clear in color in this case. They're secured and mounted, not bent, not broken, not cracked. Fully functional, completely visible, clean, and they are clear in color. Okay. My front license plate is secured and mounted, not bent, not broken, not cracked, not missing any pieces. It's straight, fully visible, and the registration is up to date, completely operational. My truck is not leaning to the left or the right, indicating my suspension is good, and my tire pressure is good. Fully functional. There's nothing missed. There's no hanging debris underneath my cab, like wires or loose wires or hoses. Everything is clean and clear. Fully functional. There's no wet spots underneath my cab, indicating something might be leaking. All reservoirs have caps on and they're tight, and there's no leaks. Fully functional. What else? Let's see. And then obviously my alternator's in there. My alternator's secured and mounted. My alternator's secured and mounted. It's not missing any hardware. It's not bent, broken, or cracked. There's no illegal welds, and there's no burn marks from my arc. I don't know if this truck is belt driven or gear driven. If it's belt driven, my belt has no more than 3/4 inch play, and all hosing and wires coming off my alternator are secured and mounted. There's no burns or illegal tape, and they're housed properly. My water pump is secured and mounted. It's not bent, not broken, not cracked. It's not leaking, and in this case, I don't know if it's gear driven or belt driven. It's gonna be the same thing if it's belt driven. Can't have more than 3/4 inch play on the belt. Okay, then we would go to the other side. All my reservoirs are secured and mounted. They're not bent, not broken, not cracked. The fluid is all at the proper level for operating. All caps are tight and secure. And everything is fully functional. We're gonna have my drive shaft. My drive shaft is, or my gear. I forgot what it's called, but it's the bar. I'll remember later. But it's the bar that goes and connects to the gearbox. The bar is straight, not bent, not broken, secured and mounted, no illegal welds, and it's lubricated properly. My gearbox is secured and mounted, not bent, not broken, not cracked, not missing any hardware. It's not leaking and fully functional. Right here we got my leaf springs. My leaf springs are part of my suspension system. They're secured and mounted, not bent, not broken, not cracked. There is no more than a quarter inch